Okay, we have a working piece of Python code now that I want to call your attention to. I have put it in our Envisioning Sustainability and Sustained Design Laboratory um, Facebook group. So there's the code, and it's pretty long, but I'll show you what it does. It demands that you use an API key for the work, so you're going to need that. But let me take these and get rid of it so you can see how it works. And I'm going to, remove those layers. So now they're empty. And the Python code is in, I have it with DEM. So put it in your folder somewhere and then you run it. So if you don't know how to do that, when you come to QGIS and let's make a new file to show you. So here's, let's say, current project. All right. Well, that's it. That's what a new one looks like. It looks like this. It looks like. So to get to the Python, you have to go to plugins, Python console, and then it opens up the Python console. And sometimes you won't see the editor. So often that will not be there, and that's the editor. Oops, I pulled it off. I shouldn't have done that. Let me try to dock it somehow. How do you dock it? You do what? No, not that. All right, let's do it again. Python console, and where's my Python console? Python console is there. I should dock it. To dock it, I guess I need to save as, save. Where's dock? It disappeared. Copy, paste, and go toggle, reformat. Maybe it's because this is small and I need to make it bigger. There it is. There's docking it. All right, so now it's docked. But what I was going to say is sometimes you don't see the editor. So you just see that. You see the console. And if you want to see the editor, you have to turn the editor on. Otherwise, no editor. All right, so the console shows you what's happening, what's running, but the editor is where you put your scripts. And there is my Python script that has been working. And I'm just going to do one more thing in prep. I have been creating a table to use that has the lat lon of the locations of significance to the Fulbright. Of course, we want to put the University of South Florida, Patel College. So Patel College of Global Sustainability, and then USF Tampa, and then we need the lat lon. So you get the lat lon by going to Maps and then putting in Patel College, and there it is. That's our building, and then right-click, grab the lat lon, come back into your spreadsheet, paste it into the lat column, copy over the longitude with the comma, cut that out of there, paste it into the lon field, and just get rid of the comma. That'll mess you up. And then save it. Now you have a growing list of different places: IMC Krems in Austria, Eclore University in France, Qadiayad in Morocco, and Patel College there. That is what we're going to use. And when we go to QGIS now, and we run this Python script, it asks us where is that CSV file of meaningful places. So I open that, and then it tells me the different fields that are already there. So there's IMC Krems, there's Eclore, there's Qadiayad, there's Patel College. Say OK, and then pick the lat column, and then pick the lon column, and then the name column for the label, and then you can choose how many you want to display on the map. If I want to do them all, I have to go Qadiayad, comma, and then Eclore University, comma, IMC Krems, comma, Patel College of Global Sustainability. Maybe I should have made the title so long because it needs to be exact. And then the radius, and it defaults to 10 kilometers. I'm going to bring it down to 3. I don't want to make it that big for the DEM. It gives you a folder to cache the DEM files that it pulls, and a folder to cache the maps that it makes. And then it starts to populate them in order. So Qadiayad, there's Eclore coming in. There is, it's taking its sweet time, but as it bounces around the world, it should get to IMC in a moment, unless there's a problem. it's pulling in the DEMs. That's what's taking time. You can see there's Kadiayat, then there we go. Then Krems, and then Patel, and shows a dot there for Patel. It shows a dot for Kadiayat, shows a dot for Eclore, shows a dot for IMC. So those are right on the map, which is really nice. It's now thinking because it's trying to open up a 3D map, and it says open a 3D map, and this is where it doesn't work. So, oops, can't be automated on this build. So it tells you, go to view, new 3D map, view, terrain, DEM, colors, and map, because it can't do it. So I do want to copy that and tell that to ChatGPT, because Chat's been helping me build this. And I can say, hi, Ally, we're still having problems automating the 3D view, see error in image, and then I'll put that image in, and we'll see what it comes up with, since it's the one that's been helping me come up with all that. Anyway, we can do it ourselves. So first of all, let's go over to the Patel College and zoom to that layer. Why we're not seeing the whole map is of interest. We were seeing it. So something happened when it tried to open the 3D view. Interesting that it's not letting us zoom in on it again. Zoom into layer. Oh, it's the whole map, that's why. Okay, so crazy that it's doing this whole extent thing when we don't really want that. But as we zoom in, you will see, for example, that if I were to move the imagery, there is the DEM of our area. Okay, and yet we're looking at it from there. Okay, there's that. If we go to IMC Krems, we can turn this off and go to that layer. Now we're at IMC Krems. If we want to go to Eclore, we can zoom in to that layer and see Eclore University in France. And if we want to go to Morocco, we will zoom in on that layer, and there's Kadiayat University, Marrakesh. All so far so good. If we want to look at the contours, zoom back into Krems, zoom to layer, then you can tell if we look at there is the map that it brought in. It brought in a pretty large DEM, which is far too big for what I actually wanted, but that's what it's brought in. And so when I bring on the S3 World imagery, if I try to look at the contours of the area like this, and I go to View and 3D Muse and do a new 3D map view, it comes in flat, which is the default. You go to Terrain, you go from flat terrain to DEM, and you have to pick the elevation, and here it is nicely listed by name. So I'll pick Krems for the elevation. I'm going to exaggerate this to bring it up to 3 so it really shows up. And then when I pull on the mouse, twist it, you can see the contours over there. I'm not pleased that it's bringing in such big DEMs, so I'm going to want to work on that with the code, but at least now you have that to show. And you can go in there and get rid of that. We can go over to Explore and do the same thing, and then go to the View and make another 3D map view. Once again, we're here, now we're at Explore, but once again, we're going to have to go into the toolkit, go from flat terrain to there, and then bring Explore. Let's exaggerate again. Apply, OK, and you see the landscape and how the mountains begin on that side and how the river valley is there. You can always go in and do more exaggeration if you want to see greater relief. But you have that ability. So the code is working. It's not optimal yet, but it is. It's good for the beginning. I certainly want to get DEMs that are much smaller, and then I'll be able to bring it into Blender. But that's what we have for now, because it does do exports, and you're supposed to be able to export a 3D scene, but this 3D scene is going to be way too large for Blender. All right, that was the code, and I'll try to put the code, if it fits, I'll put it in the comments in this YouTube video for you. Thanks.